We often find ourselves standing at the crossroads of life, searching for a way to move forward, to make progress, to achieve that next big breakthrough. What if I told you that the answer isn't in some distant future, but right here, right now? That the key to unlocking the change you seek is in your hands. And it's been with you all along. Let's take a step back for a moment. Why are you here watching this video? What drew you to it? Think about it. It's because something inside of you knows you are capable of more. You know you are ready for something greater than what you've experienced so far. And that feeling, that's your purpose calling out to you. To begin changing your life, it's crucial to start with clarity. Your why is the starting point. When you're clear on your purpose, the reason behind everything you do, the path ahead becomes clearer. It doesn't matter what challenge you face or what obstacles are in your way. When you have purpose, you have direction, and direction is the first step toward transformation. But here's the thing, transformation doesn't happen overnight. It's not about massive overnight leaps. It's about the power of consistency. The small steps you take every single day, it's the little actions, whether it's reading a page of a book, taking 5 minutes to meditate, or showing up for someone, that compound over time and lead to lasting change. Keep at it. Consistency is what builds the foundation for extraordinary results. Now, I want you to hear this loud and clear. You are capable of growth. No matter where you are, no matter what you've been through, you can evolve. The challenges you've faced in the past are not there to define you, but to refine you. They are opportunities disguised as difficulties, meant to stretch you and help you become the best version of yourself. But here's another powerful secret. The more you focus on impact, the more success will follow. This is about creating value in the world, not just chasing personal wins. When you shift your focus from what's in it for me to how can I serve others, you unlock something deeper. You start to operate on a frequency of abundance. And when you do that, success follows naturally. It's time to take full responsibility for your life. The results you see, the outcomes you experience, are the product of the choices you make. No one else is in control of your destiny but you. Own it, embrace it. The good, the bad, the challenges, the victories, they're all yours. And with ownership comes empowerment. Stop waiting for the perfect time, the perfect moment, the perfect opportunity. The truth is, the only time you control is right now. The actions you take today shape your tomorrow. So make today count. Take action now, even if it's just a small step. In January 2025, you are here because something deep within you is ready for a change. The only thing standing between you and the life you want is the courage to take that first step. You have attracted this video for a reason. Now, let's make it count. The time is now. Your life can change, and it will if you take ownership of your purpose, stay consistent, embrace growth, serve others, take responsibility, and act today. Are you ready to change your life? When you set out to make a change in your life or pursue a new goal, one of the first and most important questions to ask yourself is, why? Why do you want to do this? Why does it matter to you? It may seem simple at first glance, but understanding the deeper motivation behind everything you do is one of the most powerful tools for transformation. Clarity of purpose is about more than having a goal or a destination in mind. It's about understanding the core reason that drives you. It's that inner force that keeps you going when things get tough, the spark that keeps the fire burning even when the road ahead seems uncertain. When you have clarity of purpose, you're not just moving through life by chance or reacting to whatever happens around you. You are acting with intention, guided by a clear understanding of what truly matters to you. Think of it this way. When your purpose is clear, every decision becomes easier. You no longer need to agonize over which path to take, because your purpose acts as a compass. It helps you cut through the noise, eliminate distractions, and prioritize what truly aligns with your deeper values and goals. Without this clarity, you may find yourself jumping from one thing to the next, uncertain about which direction to pursue. You may experience moments of excitement or passion, But without a solid sense of purpose, it's easy to get lost or burned out. For imagine someone who has a goal to become healthier, but their purpose for doing so isn't clear. Maybe they want to lose weight, but why? Is it to feel more energetic, to be able to keep up with their children? Or is it to fit into a certain pair of jeans they've been holding on to for years? Without understanding the deeper why, their motivation may be fleeting. The moment they encounter a setback, maybe a missed workout or a tempting treat, they could easily lose sight of their goal, feeling discouraged and giving up. But if that person connects with a deeper purpose, such as improving their health to be around for their family, suddenly the reason to push through becomes more meaningful. It's no longer just about a number on a scale. It's about being the best version of themselves for the people they love. When you're clear on your purpose, you're better equipped to stay focused in the face of challenges. Life will always present obstacles, unexpected circumstances, distractions, or doubts. But if your actions are rooted in a clear and deeply personal purpose, you'll find it easier to keep going even when things get hard. It's like having a sturdy anchor that keeps you grounded when clarity of purpose also enhances your decision-making process. Every day, you face countless decisions, big and small. Should you spend your time working on this project or take a break? Should you prioritize this relationship or focus on personal growth? When you know your purpose, these decisions become clearer. You start asking yourself, does this align with my purpose? If the answer is yes, you move forward with confidence. If it's no, you may choose to step away or find another way to approach it that better serves your purpose. Beyond decision-making, clarity of purpose fuels your ability to persevere. When you hit a rough patch or when the excitement of a new project fades and reality sets in, your purpose becomes your driving force. You don't need motivation to show up. You just need to reconnect with why you started in the first place. And the beauty of that is, as you gain more clarity, your purpose becomes not just a source of motivation, but also a source of fulfillment. You start to see the bigger picture and understand that the effort you're putting in isn't just for immediate rewards. It's for a life that aligns with your deepest values. Clarity of purpose is the foundation upon which everything else is built. Without it, life can feel like a series of random events. With it, every action becomes intentional and every challenge becomes an opportunity for growth. When you understand your why, you no longer feel lost or uncertain. You move forward with purpose. And that is where true transformation begins. Consistency is one of the most underestimated yet powerful forces in life. In a world that often celebrates big breakthroughs, overnight successes, and dramatic transformations, it's easy to overlook the importance of small, consistent actions. But if you take a moment to reflect, you'll realize that true progress isn't made by taking huge, sporadic leaps forward. It's built on the steady, everyday actions that over time lead to extraordinary results. And at the core of consistency is the idea that small efforts, repeated day after day, gradually compound to create lasting change. Think about it. Nothing significant happens overnight. Whether it's learning a new skill, building a successful career, or transforming your health, the journey is always a process. The key is to show up each day, even when the results aren't immediately visible. Consider the example of learning to play an instrument. A person could set a goal to master a song, but if they only practice once in a while or wait for bursts of inspiration, they might never make much progress. However, if they commit to practicing for 15 or 20 minutes every single day, those small increments of effort add up over time. Slowly but surely, the skills improve, muscle memory strengthens, and progress becomes undeniable. It's the same with any area of life. Big achievements don't just happen, they're built, one consistent action at a time. This is the power of consistency. It doesn't require you to make monumental changes or overexert yourself. It doesn't require you to be perfect or have everything figured out. All it asks is that you keep showing up. And when you commit to taking consistent actions, you start to build momentum. At first, the changes may be subtle. You might not see the immediate impact of doing something small, like writing a few pages of a book every day, or dedicating time to exercising for 20 minutes. But as days turn into weeks and weeks into months, you begin to notice the cumulative effect. The beauty of this process is that it's sustainable. Consistency isn't about pushing yourself to the limit. It's about creating habits that you can maintain for the long term. The challenge lies in resisting the temptation to look for shortcuts or immediate rewards. We live in an age of instant gratification where we expect quick results and immediate feedback. But true progress doesn't come from momentary bursts of activity. It's the daily commitment that quietly and steadily builds results over time. There will be days when the path feels slow, when progress seems almost invisible, and when it's hard to see how those small actions are adding up. This is when many people give up or get discouraged. But those who truly understand the power of consistency know that even when it feels like nothing is changing, the seeds of growth are still being planted. Success doesn't show up overnight. It's the culmination of countless consistent efforts that eventually snowball into something bigger. A simple analogy to this concept can be found in nature. Consider a small seed planted in the ground. At first it seems insignificant, almost invisible beneath the soil. But if that seed is watered consistently, if it's given the right conditions, it eventually breaks through the surface, grows into a small plant, and over time becomes a tree. The process doesn't happen in a single day. It's a slow, steady unfolding that takes place over time. In our own lives, consistency has the same effect. The small steps we take today are the foundation of the person we'll become tomorrow. You may not see the results today, but that doesn't mean the effort is wasted. Each day you show up and take action is an investment in your future self. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that big changes require dramatic one-time actions, but real success is rarely about sudden breakthroughs. It's about showing up, doing the work, and trusting that the results will come. Consistency helps you build resilience. It teaches you to push through the tough days, to keep moving forward even when it feels hard, because you know that every step forward counts. It's not about being perfect, it's about being persistent. And as you continue to make steady progress, you develop not just skills or results, but the mindset and perseverance needed to tackle any challenge. The power of consistency lies in its ability to transform the ordinary into the extraordinary. Small actions done consistently over time can lead to remarkable outcomes. So rather than focusing on making huge leaps or expecting quick fixes, focus on the steady, small actions you can take today. Over time, those actions will add up to something far greater than you can imagine. The secret is simple: keep going. And trust in the power of consistency. Belief in growth is one of the most empowering mindsets you can adopt. It's the understanding that no matter where you are right now, you have the ability to evolve, improve, and transform. Life is not a fixed set of circumstances, but a continuous journey of learning and self-discovery. And the beautiful part of this belief is that challenges, rather than being obstacles or roadblocks, become opportunities. Opportunities to stretch yourself, learn new things, and emerge stronger than before. At the core of the belief in growth is the idea that nothing about you or your circumstances is permanent. This mindset challenges the notion that our abilities, intelligence, or even our character are fixed. Instead, it posits that these things can be developed and honed over time, given the right conditions. This means that you are not defined by your past mistakes or the limitations you may have once believed about yourself. You are capable of growth, of becoming better, stronger, wiser with every new experience. One of the most powerful aspects of embracing a growth mindset is how it transforms the way you view challenges. In a fixed mindset, challenges are often seen as threats or signs of failure. People might shy away from difficult situations because they fear that struggling means they are not good enough. But in a growth mindset, challenges are reframed. Instead of viewing them as things to avoid, they are seen as opportunities to stretch beyond your current abilities, to discover new solutions, and to improve. This shift in perspective is crucial because it opens the door to resilience. It allows you to face adversity not with fear or hesitation, but with the knowledge that struggle is an inevitable part of the growth process. When you truly believe in growth, you stop fearing failure. Instead of seeing failure as an endpoint, you start to see it as feedback, information you can use to learn and improve. Every failure is a chance to understand what didn't work, why it didn't work, and what you can do differently next time. Difference between someone with a growth mindset and someone with a fixed mindset is that the former sees failure as a stepping stone to success, while the latter sees it as evidence of incompetence. Belief in growth helps you view setbacks as integral to the journey rather than obstacles that should derail you. This belief in your own ability to grow extends beyond the realm of professional or academic development. It impacts every area of your life, your relationships, your health, your emotional well-being. In relationships, it's the understanding that no one is perfect. People change and grow over time, and the challenges that arise in relationships are opportunities to develop better communication, deeper empathy, and stronger bonds. In terms of your health, adopting a belief in growth means recognizing that you are capable of building healthier habits, developing mental resilience, and overcoming obstacles like stress, injury, or poor habits. You don't have to be stuck where you are today. And let's not forget the importance of self-compassion when practicing a growth mindset. Growth isn't about forcing perfection or expecting yourself to evolve immediately. It's about understanding that the process is ongoing. There will be days when you don't feel like you're making progress. There will be moments when you doubt yourself or feel frustrated with the pace of your progress. This is where belief in growth becomes especially important. It's about trusting that even on the days when it feels like you're not moving forward, the seeds of growth are still being planted. Progress is not always linear. Sometimes it takes a bit of time for the changes to show up, and that's okay. When you believe in growth, you stop comparing your journey to others. It's easy to look around and see other people achieving success or making progress in areas you care about. But when you believe in your own capacity to grow, you don't need to compare yourself to others. You understand that your growth is unique to you. Each person's journey unfolds at its own pace, and the only real comparison is to your past self. And hey, how far have you come? How much have you learned? What new strengths have you developed? With this mindset, you become focused on your own evolution, not on what others are doing. Believing in growth doesn't just mean having faith that you can evolve, it also means trusting the process. Growth takes time, effort, and persistence. It requires you to stay committed, even when progress seems slow. The power lies not in expecting instant results, but in the daily incremental improvements that build up over time. Every day you dedicate yourself to growing, even in the smallest of ways, you are laying the foundation for lasting change. The belief in growth is transformative. It allows you to approach life with curiosity, resilience, and the unwavering understanding that you are always capable of becoming more. Challenges become opportunities to improve, setbacks become lessons, and failures become stepping stones on the path to greater success. So when life presents you with obstacles, remember, they are not roadblocks, but invitations to evolve, to become stronger, and to continue your journey of growth. In today's world, success is often measured by personal achievements, wealth, status, power, recognition. These markers are celebrated everywhere, from social media to boardrooms, and they create a narrative that success is about what you can get for yourself. However, true fulfillment is rarely found in the pursuit of personal gain alone. The deeper, more lasting sense of satisfaction comes from the value you bring to others, from the impact you make in the lives of those around you. An ensemble life is viewed as a pyramid. When you shift your focus from personal success to creating a meaningful impact, you begin to experience a type of fulfillment that cannot be replicated by achievements alone. The idea of creating impact isn't about grand gestures or monumental changes. It's about the small, everyday actions that make a difference in the lives of others. It's about being intentional with your time, energy, and resources, using them to add value to those around you. Whether it's a kind word, an act of service, or simply being present for someone who needs support, these actions accumulate over time and contribute to a ripple effect that extends far beyond what you can see in the moment. When you focus on creating impact, you begin to realize that your life becomes a reflection of what you give, not what you take. True success, when defined in terms of impact, is about how you contribute to the well-being, growth, and happiness of others. It's about being a positive force in the world, helping people solve their problems, achieve their goals, and become better versions of themselves. This shift in perspective not only changes how you approach your work or relationships, but it also transforms how you experience success itself. You stop measuring success by the awards, titles, or accolades you collect, and instead you start measuring it by the difference you've made in the lives of others. The beauty of creating impact over success is that it's not dependent on external validation. You don't need to wait for others to acknowledge your efforts or appreciate your work. The real reward comes from knowing that you've contributed to something larger than yourself. In fact, when your focus is on impact, you start to experience a deep sense of fulfillment, regardless of whether anyone ever knows the full extent of your contributions. There's an intrinsic joy that comes from making a difference, even in ways that may never be seen or recognized by others. One of the most powerful aspects of focusing on impact is how it fosters a sense of purpose. When you dedicate yourself to helping others, to improving their lives, you tap into a deeper sense of meaning. It's no longer just about achieving your personal goals, but about working towards something greater. The sense of purpose fuels your drive and passion, giving you a reason to keep going even when the journey gets tough. Where knowing that your work has a positive effect on others can help you stay motivated during difficult times, as the rewards you're working toward are far more meaningful than any material gain. Another key benefit of creating impact is the sense of connection it fosters. When you focus on helping others, you begin to build stronger, more meaningful relationships. Whether it's through work, family, or community, creating impact brings people together. It's the shared sense of purpose that strengthens bonds and cultivates trust. People are drawn to those who genuinely care about making a difference in their lives, and this in turn creates a network of support and collaboration. By focusing on others, you end up creating a powerful, interconnected circle of relationships that can help you achieve more than you ever could alone. It doesn't require you to sacrifice your well-being or growth in pursuit of others. In fact, when you prioritize impact, you find that the more you give, the more you grow. Helping others forces you to develop new skills, broaden your perspective, and become more empathetic. It pushes you to step outside of your comfort zone and learn new things, which contributes to your personal growth. By focusing on others, you become the best version of yourself, and this, in turn, helps you achieve your own goals in a more meaningful way. The truth is, impact is what sustains us in the long term. Personal success may give you temporary satisfaction, but true fulfillment comes from knowing that you've made a difference. As we look back on our lives, it's not the accolades or the material possessions that matter most, but the lives we've touched, the people we've helped, and the ways we've contributed to the betterment of the world around us. When you focus on creating impact, success takes on a whole new meaning. It becomes less about what can I get and more about how can I give. The real legacy you leave behind is the impact you make. It's the way you've improved the lives of others, the way you've made the world a better place, and the way you've been a source of inspiration for those around you. Success will come and go, but the impact you make has the power to last forever. So shift your focus. Don't chase after success. Instead, dedicate yourself to creating impact. In doing so, you'll find a deeper, more lasting sense of fulfillment that no amount of personal achievement could ever provide. Taking responsibility is one of the most empowering actions you can take in life. It means acknowledging that you are the driving force behind your circumstances and that your choices shape the path you walk. Rather than blaming external factors, other people, or even your past for where you are today, taking responsibility means recognizing that every result, whether positive or negative, is a direct reflection of the decisions you've made. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that life just happens to us, that we're victims of our circumstances. Many people point to their upbringing, their environment, or their past experiences as reasons why they can't achieve certain goals or overcome challenges. While it's true that we don't have control over every aspect of our lives, there are certainly external factors that influence us. How we respond to these factors is entirely within our control. Taking responsibility means acknowledging that regardless of external circumstances, we have the power to choose how we act, how we think, and ultimately, how we shape our future. When you take responsibility for your life, you stop giving away your power. You stop waiting for someone else to change things for you or for the perfect moment to come. Instead, you take ownership of your actions and decisions, and you realize that your future is in your hands. This is incredibly liberating because it means that if things aren't going the way you want them to, you have the ability to make changes. You are no longer at the mercy of fate or other people's actions. You can take the reins and steer your life in the direction you choose. Taking responsibility also means being honest with yourself about the outcomes you've created. If you're not where you want to be in life, it's important to look inward and ask yourself, what choices have I made that have led me to this point? It's easy to blame other people or external circumstances, but the truth is that we all have agency over our own decisions. We choose how we spend our time, how we allocate our energy, and how we prioritize our goals. Every choice, no matter how small, adds up to the life we live. When you start taking full ownership of your decisions, you begin to realize that you have the power to change things by simply making different choices. This doesn't mean that everything will be easy or that you won't encounter setbacks along the way. Life will always have its challenges, and there will be times when things don't go as planned. But taking responsibility means that you stop blaming your failures on things outside of your control. Instead, you take those challenges as opportunities for growth. When you own your actions, you also own your learning. You understand that failures are not a reflection of who you are, but rather a part of the journey to success. It's not about being perfect or avoiding mistakes. It's about learning from them and moving forward with a greater understanding of what works and what doesn't. Another crucial aspect of taking responsibility is being accountable to yourself. This means setting clear goals, holding yourself to those goals, and taking consistent action toward them. Accountability isn't just about reporting your progress to others, it's about being honest with yourself. Are you taking the necessary steps to move forward? Are you making excuses for not doing what you know you need to do? When you take full responsibility for your actions, you commit to showing up for yourself, even when it's difficult or uncomfortable. You understand that your results are a direct reflection of the effort and commitment you put into your goals. Taking responsibility also means accepting that you are the creator of your own destiny. It's easy to think that life is something that just happens to us, that we are passive participants in our own journey. But when you own your choices, you realize that you are an active participant in shaping your life. You don't need to wait for permission or for someone else to give you the opportunity to succeed. You have everything you need within you to take control and start creating the life you want. When you take responsibility, you stop playing the victim. You stop telling yourself that you can't change your circumstances or that you're not capable of achieving your goals. You stop allowing fear, self-doubt, or insecurity to dictate your actions. Instead, you embrace the mindset that you have the power to choose, to take action, and to create the results you desire. Taking responsibility removes the victim mentality and replaces it with empowerment. It's a shift from being a passenger in your life to being the driver. Today, your life is the sum of the choices you've made. Your results, your achievements, your relationships, and your happiness are all the outcomes of your decisions. When you take full responsibility for your actions, you unlock the potential to change anything in your life that isn't serving you. You take ownership of your future, and with that comes the power to create a life that aligns with your values, your goals, and your dreams. No one else is responsible for your happiness or success, only you. When you embrace this responsibility, you step into the fullest version of yourself, capable of achieving anything you set your mind to. Now, the present moment is the only time that is truly within our control. It's easy to get caught up in thoughts of the future, or imagining all the things we'll do someday, or waiting for the right circumstances to align. We put off our dreams, telling ourselves that we'll start when things are easier, when we have more time, or when we're in a better place emotionally. But the reality is that the only time we can truly act, the only time we can influence, is right now.
Mhm.
The present moment is the point where everything happens. And when we learn to embrace it fully, we unlock the potential to create the life we want. The habit of waiting for the right time often holds us back. We tell ourselves that we'll start that new project, go after that career goal, or work on personal development once the conditions are perfect. But perfection doesn't exist, and waiting for ideal circumstances can lead to a never-ending cycle of delay. The truth is, if we always wait for the right time, we may end up waiting forever. Time passes regardless of our readiness, and while we're waiting, life keeps moving forward. The best way to make progress is not to wait for everything to fall into place, but to take action in the present moment with what we have right now. Embracing the present moment requires us to shift our focus from the future and stop obsessing over things we cannot control. So much of our mental energy is spent thinking about what might happen or worrying about what could go wrong, but none of that is in our control. The future will unfold on its own, and worrying about it doesn't change anything. The only way to have an impact on what lies ahead is to act in the present. When we make the most of the now, we take steps that will shape the future we desire. This doesn't mean that planning for the future isn't important. We still need goals, aspirations, and a vision for where we want to go, but the key is to focus on what we can do today to move us toward those goals. By breaking down big aspirations into small, actionable steps, we make the future feel less daunting and more achievable. If you want to get fit, don't wait for the perfect moment to start a workout routine. Start today by moving your body, even if it's just for 10 minutes. If you want to improve your career, don't wait for the perfect job to come along. Take action today by learning a new skill, networking, or finding small ways to gain experience. The power lies in doing something now, rather than waiting for the perfect opportunity to materialize. The present moment is also where we find true fulfillment. When we are fully engaged in the now, we experience life in a deeper way. It's easy to get distracted by all the things we think we should be doing or planning for the future, but when we're constantly looking ahead, we miss the beauty of the present. Embracing the moment allows us to find joy and contentment in the small things, the feel of the sun on our face, the satisfaction of completing a task, the satisfaction of these are the moments that truly matter, and they only exist when we are present to them. Living in the now also teaches us resilience. Life is full of challenges, and waiting for the perfect time often means we're avoiding difficulties. But the present moment is where we confront and overcome obstacles. Instead of pushing off tough conversations or difficult decisions, we tackle them head on, knowing that we can handle whatever comes our way. When we embrace the present, we stop avoiding discomfort and start moving through it. We stop waiting for conditions to change and realize that we have the strength to deal with what is in front of us. Embracing the present moment opens the door to creativity and innovation. When we're not caught up in the future or the past, we free ourselves to think clearly and be more innovative. We become open to new ideas and possibilities we may not have noticed if we were constantly in a state of waiting. Taking action in the now allows us to explore new opportunities, experiment, and discover things we wouldn't have if we were stuck in the mindset of someday. It's also important to understand that the present moment is where growth happens. While we often associate personal growth with long-term goals or milestones, the truth is that growth is happening every day in every moment. The small decisions you make, the actions you take today, are what shape you into the person you'll become tomorrow. Growth isn't just about achieving big things. It's about consistently showing up, making the most of the now, and trusting that progress happens one step at a time. Living in the present is the antidote to procrastination, fear, and perfectionism. When we fully embrace the now, we stop overthinking and start doing. We stop waiting for all the pieces to fall into place and start taking the first step. Even if we don't have all the answers, we trust that the journey will unfold as we take action, and we focus on what we can control right now. The key to living a fulfilling, meaningful life is not to wait for the perfect moment, but to create the life you want in the present moment. The future will come, but it will be shaped by what you do today. So stop waiting, stop delaying, and start acting now. The time to create the life you desire is not in some distant future. It's right here, right now. In conclusion, embracing the power of the present moment, taking full responsibility for our actions, focusing on the impact we make, believing in our capacity for growth, and committing to consistency are all essential elements that can transform our lives. Success is not a distant destination, but a series of intentional, consistent actions we take every day. By taking ownership of our choices, embracing challenges as opportunities, and focusing on the value we bring to others, we begin to shape a life that aligns with our true purpose. Each small decision, each moment of presence, and every choice we make today compounds over time to create a life full of meaning, fulfillment, and growth. Thank you for taking the time to reflect on these principles. It's not always easy to implement them, but by understanding their power and applying them in our lives, we can create a lasting impact not just for ourselves, but for everyone we touch. Thanks again, and may your journey of growth and impact continue to inspire and empower you.